Special clearly. We've got one very special guest. Dr. Emily Pidgeon, who's attending COP conference in Glasgow. Emily was actually born in Paisley and has spent much of her life in Australia and then in California, but she's a great-grandniece of one of the founders of our club, Peter Campbell. So I'd like you all to give Emily a big welcome. David's going to give you a bit of history on Peter Campbell and his connection to the club. I've just realised he was only 15 when the club was founded. I thought he was a wee bit older. But I'll pass over to David to say a few words.
Yeah, thanks Stuart. Peter Campbell, many of you might know that name, one of the four founders of Rangers along with Mosey McNeill, Peter McNeill, William McBeath. They were all boys from Argyll. Peter came from Gairlochhead. He was born in Gairlochhead on the 6th of March 1857. Lived with six brothers, five other brothers and two daughters, two sisters. And one of his brothers was James Jenkins Campbell, who was the great-grandfather of Emily. Peter went into the shipping industry. He worked at Bartley Curl, Stobcross Engineering Works, not far from where the COP26 site is, ironically. He was an apprentice engineer, worked here for 5 years. But on the weekends, that's when people looked for a bit of recreation. And Peter and Moses McNeill and his brothers went on to the Clyde. One day they rowed up to Flesher's Haugh, upriver. There was a beach there, a sandbank which is still there. I went to see it 2 weeks ago. And they pulled their boat up ashore, climbed onto the plane, the floodplain, and watched a game of what they called association football. Football was pretty well known at that time, but the association game was new. The guys were inspired by what they saw, decided to form their own football team. Got a few others involved in it and decided to call it the Rangers. But obviously the Campbell name is very important in the history of Rangers Football Club, and in that context we're delighted that Emily could come here today. Thank you.
As a commemoration for our 150th anniversary, the Gallant Pioneers strip. And this is coincidence. I'd love to think we planned this. The name and the inside of the strip is Peter Campbell. So Emily, just a small memento that you can take back to California with.
Wonderful, thank you so much. I don't know that I can follow that wonderful storytelling. I know I don't sound very Scottish, but I really do feel like this is my home. The connection to the Rangers is something that I've heard about since being a very wee bairn. My mother and my grandmother, who are the sort of Scottish side of the family, really value and have instilled in me and in my siblings the connection to Scotland and to the Rangers, and so it's such a wonderful honour to be here. And then my son is now learning the bagpipes very much in celebration of his history, and so I really I think the connection to Scotland is strong. So while Scots may leave Scotland, Scotland never leaves us. So thank you very much.
Thank you.